Hello, everybody. All right, so I hope this MacBook Air microphone is not terrible. I finally got a new computer. For those who stuck around waiting for me, thanks. So basically, for those who don't know, I've had a long period of absence because my computer failed. It was a very old computer. I had it for like next year would have been 10 years old. It was a 2011 MacBook Pro. But now I'm back. I got a new computer, got everything set up, and right now, I figured this is the best way to start uploading again. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do really. I always like keeping up with Switch tours because I just figure it's fun and it's like kind of time sensitive. So basically speaking here, we're up to version 11 of Nintendo Switch's firmware. Um, I have to start off by going off of version 8. So this is gonna be. I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible. I'm not gonna bore you to death, but I got my notes here. I always have notes, writing them down. Uh, Let me just start off by going off what I can. There's some clear, obvious differences if you watched the last video to this one. Like, I'm highlighting one right now, the Nintendo Switch Online version. I want to go through all this. It's just let me do what I can to show what features are added. Firstly, I'm going over everything that was added from 8 first. We're going to head over to all software. You can now sort the software. Software can be sorted by last time played, total play time, title, or publisher. And for those who don't remember, the all software option right here at the end only appears if you have over 13 games on your Switch. There's 15 new icons you can choose for your menu. And you can now transfer save data if you need to. This was really, if memory serves, I know how long ago this was, but if memory serves, this is probably around the time when the Switch Lite came out, so that feature had to be added. This one's fun. You can now use a zoom feature within the system settings. Once enabled, you can zoom the feature by pressing the home button twice, like so. I honestly don't understand the purpose of that. I mean, I guess if you want to look a little closer somewhere, like, ooh, that could be a better quality image. But yeah, not a big deal. I've never used it. I don't think anyone ever will. You could also have an option now available to prevent the system from waking from sleep mode when the AC adapter is disconnected. Just go to sleeper settings into sleep mode. Oh, that reminds me. System settings. I privatized one of the videos on this playlist. While I didn't have my computer, someone on the comment section of the system settings video, SwitchTour 6, pointed out that unfortunately, I didn't even realize, I didn't even think about it. I exposed the IP address on there, which really isn't good because someone can track me down like that. So I did privatize that video. I'm not planning on remaking it. I wanted to just bring it back on my computer to just black out the IP address, but I realized anyway, no one really needs a video. I mean, this was like early days, so no one really needs a video on the system settings. It's pretty clear what, how the system settings work. And you just read the instructions, makes it pretty clear. I mean, if anyone's not curious about something, ask me. I had a lot of people asking me about audio issues because the title was because I didn't even realize it. I just wanted to point out there was audio issues on that video, and the title it made the title misleading. So everyone was looking for problems with their audio output. They just wanted to ask me about that, even though the video had nothing to do with it. Long story short. Okay, so the VR mode 3D visuals restriction is available within the parental controls in version 8. And that's all that really matters. They also changed some names to some functionality things. Save data cloud backups, now save data cloud. Transfer your user and save data is now just transfer your user data. God, I can't tell you how great it is. I can finally delete these. Here is some news. I don't know if this is still true. This is so long ago, but Nintendo has agreed to fix Joy-Con drifting issues for free. Joy-Con drift is a separate video I want to make. I just part of my notes here. Okay, so now moving on to 9.0. Version 9.0 adds a search feature on the news channel. Let's head over there. So, let's see. As you can see, I'm still very unprofessional. Yeah, using filters or free text. You also added a display QR code to check in your user settings. You can display a QR code on screen to check in using your Nintendo account. Alarm notifications have been added to system settings in the notification section. You can check or delete preset alarms. Alarms can be set up within supported software. Controller firmware update may be required to use this feature. You can now configure touchscreen sensitivity settings. This is actually one I was pretty happy with. I never had a problem with the Switch touchscreen. I think it's very good, but outside of that, it's there. Added the option to turn on and off the system button input. When this setting is turned off, the system no longer sees input from the controller buttons, with the exception of the capture and home buttons, and can only be operated with a wirelessly paired controller. The setting is on by default and can be turned off if a compatible controller is wirelessly paired to the console. The setting will automatically turn back on when the console is restarted and after returning from sleep mode. And you can also, and they added an online play invite section to the users page, which I think is very nice. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, here's a display QR code thing. You can check your account information, all that. Yeah, here it is, online play invites. So, that's fun. And then there, always, I don't know where I wrote that down. General stability and improvements. Okay, let me see. Why do I have these notes? I know this is a bit of a mess, but let me see. Oh yeah, here's another piece of news. Nintendo is now recommending to use two-step authentication for your Nintendo Switch account. This should be done online. I haven't done that myself, but at the time, I know there was issues with Nintendo. Felt like they were probably having issues with their security, so they just wanted to take care of that. Okay, version 10. Let's see. You can now add bookmark feature to news. So, a lot of the stuff was added to the news. People like this. I like this. It's a great way to keep up, and, you can now have a maximum of 300 news items can be bookmarked. So, don't bookmark everything. And internet connections require view bookmark items. News items are no longer available. That are no longer available can't be viewed. So yeah, if you really want to remember a news thing you saw or something, or if you really like and you want to show someone something, improve or whatever, that's what you can do. They added an option to transfer save data, software data between the system memory, and an SD card. So you can now transfer downloadable software, update data, and DLC from the system memory to an SD card and vice versa. Instead of just depending on the whole thing being done by the system transfer. Add in an option to remap the controller buttons. This one was the fun. Finally, something fun. Yeah, you can now customize your controls. For a lot of people, this is not new. But for console users, it's something that's pretty mind blowing. But yeah, it's in system settings. You go to controllers and sensors, and if you don't like something where a button is, you can swap it around for a game. That's fantastic, right? And it added a new section in the user settings for let me find that. For play to display play activity and delete play activity. So yeah, it went from friend settings to the new play activity settings. We're gonna find that. Here we go. So really, this is going much faster than I thought. I forgot how little they really added a lot of these updates. There's some rumors around at the time of April of 2020 that they saw that the 10.0 firmware update mentions an unannounced Switch model, but I don't know what came up with that. Probably not a big deal. Okay, here's the part I really want to show off. I love the new Nintendo eShop layout. Gotta show it. I'm such a dork. All right. Turn on my wireless keyboard I have connected to here so you can't see what I'm typing. Once again, people, I highly recommend getting a nice tiny little keyboard to plug into the back of your Switch. It's really great. Incorrect password. Come on, come on. I know I put the right password in. There we go. So as you can see, the red. Oh, don't you love that? They added this. This I remember. They added this when Super Mario 3D All Stars came out. I'll give it a nice Mario theme, but I love I love the different Marios used for the loading screen. Sometimes you get the 8-bit Mario there. Sometimes you get the Super Mario 64 Mario model. No, it's really cool. Overall, though, the eShop, it looks, it's much more personal now. It looks more stylized. The orange was nice. It was a little boring. And yeah, it's really cool. I hope they do more of this in the future. I'd really like to see. I really like to see like more custom things when big eShop things are mentioned. One thing you can notice is when you hover over games now, if I can find one. Yeah, it gives you like little does what a lot of programs do. It gives little screenshots flickering through, to show off the game or whatever. All right, we're getting closer to the present. Once we're done here, I'm definitely going to be doing more traditional videos here. I don't know what's gonna happen with the channel. I'm gonna make a channel update later, though. Don't worry about that. I'm trying to stick to this. I don't want to take too much of your time with the catch up here. Okay, Nintendo adds sign in with Apple for Nintendo account. So you can now sign in with your Apple account if you wish for your Nintendo ID. Let's see. I don't know why I wrote that on that. There was notes about 10.0.2. Okay, so around May of 2020, we received notice that Nintendo wants to add more features and mechanics in Nintendo Switch Online to make it more enjoyable to people, and it definitely did. I have to say, like they definitely worked on it, and it's very nice to see that they're working on it because a lot of people have complaints. I personally like the online program. I think it's worth it, but it's getting more worth it. And I was one of the few people who defended it. But yeah, they're working on it. Nintendo's also sharing some nice emails now. I got one recently, that had my year in review. You just see how many games I played, the total hours and whatnot. And they sent me an email sharing my friend code. They're trying to encourage people to use the online system at the time, so it was really nice. Nintendo has been asked a lot um, about their updates and is there gonna be a new Switch model, and that's a discussion to have. But I personally think they're gonna wait until Switch sales dip, and at the time they're really not. And especially when Nintendo starts adding more games. Right now it's kind of dry, but you can't blame that. The coronavirus is tough. Even the PS5 has very little launch titles, but you can't blame it. Like programming is very hard right now. You can't have the same team in one building it, and communication is probably hell. Okay. Also, as always, I recommend people remember their password for the Nintendo online networks, for their accounts and all that, speaking of which. And, yeah. Let me see. 10.2 doesn't add anything new. I don't know why I saved all these notes. I guess I was just missing the YouTube experience or whatever. Here's one note I guess I can talk about a little bit. Nintendo had a firmware update that added more banned username words, so just keep your usernames clean. Um, okay, so also there is plans on lowering the price for Joy-Con, so keep tuned for that. The Super Nintendo and the NES apps have also had a nice upgrade. You're gonna see it soon. I want to get to the real part of the video I want to focus on. All right, here we are. We made it. Switch version 11. Here, we're caught up, and I thought it would take 5 more minutes, and it did. So good. Okay, so up there to Nintendo Switch firmware. Nintendo Switch Online was added to the home menu. I can finally show this off. I'm sure it's been bugging me, and I'm sure it's been bugging you too. That's been sitting there, and I haven't been talking about it. So we now have a new centralized hub for Nintendo Online. I personally, it was one of those problems I knew was there, but didn't really pay attention to. I didn't like how I had to dig into the eShop to see my status of my online network, and then my save data was over here in the settings of my games, and then the NES and Super Nintendo titles are their own programs. It's like this is a nice centralized hub. It shows me news on what's available for Nintendo Switch Online. By the way, Super Mario Brothers 35 is very fun. Um, and it shows it talks about the app functionalities here, along with the games available for online play features. So it's not nothing's in the dark anymore. Here's all the games you can play on Nintendo on the NES program, the Super Nintendo program. You can check your save data for your cloud saves here. It's really nice, and here's special offers. Just a lot that can show you more. It's better. I can change membership from here. It's nice that it's more convenient that way. And a new feature in 11 also automatically downloads backed up save data when added to the save cloud. So they really, this one's a lot of it is about making sure things are streamlined on the Switch for the past few updates, if you noticed. A new trending feature is added to the user page. Users can check software their friends are playing or have started playing recently, and the information will not be displayed with friends who have online statuses set to display to no one. And users can now transfer screenshots and videos from albums to their smart devices. And this I love because it's like I especially want to start using some screenshots on my YouTube channel but I didn't want to post them on Twitter or Facebook just to save them, and then it skips a middleman because I'm sure a lot of people have been doing that. So users can wirelessly connect their smart devices to Nintendo Switch to transfer their screenshots and videos saved within their album. For screenshots, users can transfer a maximum of 10 screenshots and one video capture at once. To connect this, users must use their smart device to scan the QR code displayed on the Nintendo Switch screen. Let's give that a try. Here's a good one. Send a smartphone. It's really simple. Yeah, only this one, send the batch. From there, you select what you want. I don't want to do this now, so I'm just explain it. It's simple. I select one of these. If I hit send a batch, I'll be able to select more. You can see what I was up to here. I like trying to collect end cards for the games I play. And yeah, then it'll make a QR code on the screen that my phone can scan. And for those who don't know, I'm sure you've been learning if you went to restaurants lately. You just put your camera app on, look at it, you'll recognize the QR code and send you a link. A new copy to a computer via USB connection was added under System Settings, Data Management, Manage Screenshots and Videos. Users can now use a USB cable to connect Nintendo Switch to their computers to copy screenshots. Again, more great stuff. So yeah, you can connect your computer through to the USB in the back, and you'll have an option to print videos and screenshots directly into your computer. It's so much simpler, and I love it. And users can now select what download to prioritize when there are multiple downloads in progress. So if you have a lot of downloads and you want one to go over the other ones, there'll be an option for you. Update data, download, blah, blah, blah. You can use this under download options when selecting the icon software you want to download first in the home menu. And then icons were added. All right, we did it. All caught up. I'm hoping in the future, even if I'm not gonna be focused on YouTube these days. I, you know, I want to try to, try to get up to date with the Switch tours. Because again, I like cataloging these kind of things. I like seeing. I'm gonna like looking back and seeing how this evolved and how I was feeling at the time. It's a shame I couldn't do that with the last few updates and the news that came up about the Switch. The Switch is a high-selling console. It still is. And the topic of the Switch Pro, whenever if that exists or whatever comes out, it will. It's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. Now that the PS5 and Xbox long name that's getting more and more complicated with every Xbox. Now that the new generations are rolling out, Nintendo's gonna want to keep up. For now, sales are going well. I can't see them doing that, but that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter. I can finally delete all these notes because it's been crowding things up for a long time. And that's all I got to say on the matter. Keep an eye on your emails. Nintendo will always send fun updates and everything. And that's all I got to say on the matter. Thank you guys for watching. Whoops, cut it off. I'm a little rusty at this. And I was going to finish that sentence by saying, and I'll see you later.